Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. About a year ago I launched a new website, and on that new website there's a lot of different printing options that one could choose from. I just want to spend a little time and go over each of those options and give you a feel for what each option is like and what it looks like and kind of my take on it and which ones I like best. Those options would be a traditional Fuji photo paper, an Epson ink photo print. There's also a Plaq float plaque, a Plaq plexi plaque. There's a Plaq infused metal print. There's a E-mount, and finally there's a canvas, a traditional canvas. So I'll go through each one of those, tell you a little bit about it, and hope it answers all your questions. Stay tuned. So when you're on my website and you click on a photo, you'll notice below each photo there's several different printing options. The first printing option is a traditional Fuji photo paper, such as this one here. This is an image I took a few years ago in Zion National Park in the Narrows. The traditional Fuji photo paper is a light sensitive paper that they take your image, put it in an enlarger, or in my case a digital enlarger, and they project that image onto the photo paper. After the image has been exposed to the proper amount of time, it is then run through a traditional darkroom chemistry. The thing I like about these papers is they're just really durable. They hold up well. They're nice, heavy paper. They have great color representation. You can run them through water. And not that I recommend putting it in water, but you know, a traditional photo paper goes through water as part of the development process, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's just a nice hardy paper. It has a great look to it. This one has a luster finish to it. That's what I usually choose. A little bit of a shine, as you can see when I get it in the bright studio lights here, but hanging on the wall it just has a nice great look to it. So again, the traditional Fuji photo paper. So the next item down you'll see is an Epson Archival Ink Print, such as this one here. This is a picture from the opening night at Baxter Arena. This paper, unlike the traditional darkroom paper, this comes right off a printer. Tim Wright at Timmy's Treehouse Print Studio has a big roll of photo paper and inkjet printer and print right off like you would see at your home office printer. Inks are a little different. They're much higher standards. Make sure they have the right color representation and that they won't fade. But this is a nice print. Tim does a great job printing these, and the thing I really like about these, the inks have made great improvements over the years, so it's a great paper. But also, being a local company here in Omaha, the turnaround time on these is awesome. Tim, unless he's really busy or out of town, can usually get these done in a few days up to a week. So it's a great option to have. Again, this is the Epson Archival Ink Print. You'll notice that none of my prints have a framing option. It's very simple. The logistics, it's just not possible. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands of different frame colors and probably just as many colors of matting that go around the print. So it's just not possible to do that. Everyone's tastes are different. Every photo takes a different mat, different frame. Every person has their idea of what's in style, what's not in style, and it's just not a feasible thing to do. But what I would recommend is use a professional that frames for a living, that knows what they're doing. This one here was done by 51st Street Framing. A lady by the name of Becky does a great job with my pictures that I do have framed. This photo is dry mounted to the backer board, which is a piece of acid-free foam core, so this picture will never wrinkle, never warp, never get spots or waves in it. It has a double acid-free mat. The double part is not important, I just do that for looks, but the acid-free is. If you ever go and you see a picture that's matted and the mat board is yellow where the bevel is, and it should always be white or sometimes black, that's an option too, but if it's ever yellowed, it wasn't an acid-free. Over time, acid-free can ruin your photo and it just doesn't look good. So go to a professional, use a local person that knows what they're doing. If you want Becky's information, shoot me an email, I'll give you her contact information. But it's a great way to finish off the prints and just makes them have a nice, great look, presentation for the wall. So again, I don't frame, but I can give you lots of pointers when it comes to framing. The next item is the Plaq infused metal print. This is one of my favorites. This one is printed in just a little bit different way than the rest. This image is actually printed onto a transfer paper. The inks are onto a paper not meant to be permanent, and then with heat they are pressed onto the metal. I use the metal with the white base. They do make one with a clear base where you can see the metal come through, but my goal is always to have realistic looking prints, so I don't have any use for the metal showing through with that texture. But it is a neat option. I think it looks better in black and white on the clear base, but with the white prints, everything I've done, whether it be a black and white like you see here, beautiful night color scene you see here, it works great on all of them. This is a picture of the Omaha skyline down in the Missouri River, taken from the Iowa side. Looking back towards the city, this is downtown Omaha, one of my most popular photos at the art fairs, seen looking down the streetlights in downtown Omaha by the Jean Leahy Mall. Again, Plaq infused metal print. Oh, and on the back it has a nice backer board. This is great. Not all the companies that make metal prints offer this backer board. This really strengthens it. Before I was using Plaq, the other company I used did not use this, and I damaged so many prints. They didn't look damaged, but if you look at them just the wrong light, it looked like there was a hail dent in there. Kind of like your car. You driving down the road, you probably don't see it, but you start staring at the photo long enough, you'll see the hail dent in there. And then it also has a frame that hangs from. Plaq always includes a hanging mechanism, whether it be a piece of metal for this or a piece of wood for some of the other products, but it basically hangs there. You can put it on a nail, you can put it on a photo hook, doesn't really matter. It's not too heavy, it'll hold up well. It's also meant to look like it's floating from the wall like some of the other options. You can see here it has a nice float look to it, a little shadow line at the bottom. It's a nice clean look, it's a great print, and one of my favorites. Again, the Plaq infused metal print. Up next is the Plaq float plaque. You can see an example of the float plaque here. This is the Beaver Pond up by Ridgeway, Colorado. Mount Sneffels, it's up there in the Sneffels Range and the San Juans. Beautiful place, beautiful part of Colorado. Definitely worth your trip out there. Float plaque's also one of my favorite, probably a little bit just behind the metal, but I like it. It's really nice. Has a nice clean look. The photo here is actually printed on an inkjet printer and then laminated to the high density fiberboard. The board is then routed, finished with a nice black edge on it. Kind of looks like it's framed, but it's not. It has a nice clean look to it. On the back you will find the float block, which allows it to hang off the wall. Plaq always includes the mounting hardware and a cleat, so you'd screw the cleat to the wall and then hang it on the beveled edge here. You also could hang it on a nail, a photo hook, a lot of different options there. It is a little bit heavier than a lot of the other prints as far as the metal and the E-mounts, but it definitely has a great look to it. Again, this is the Plaq float plaque. The next item is the Plaq Plexi Plaque. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those to show you, but it's not too different than the Plaq float plaque. The biggest difference is it is sandwiched, the print is sandwiched between a piece of acrylic and a backer board instead of being laminated to the front. And that acrylic on the front is really shiny, high gloss. It has a real slick look to it. The edge of the acrylic is polished, beveled and polished. It's just a nice, clean, modern look for you. The next item on my website is called an E-mount, or sometimes referred to as an E-panel. Again, this is another print that is laminated. The difference is instead of laminated to a piece of wood, this one is actually laminated to a really thin composite metal. By composite, it's a piece of plastic with two really thin pieces of metal on there. Photo's laminated with a double-sided laminate right to the top of it. This one, again, comes from Tim Wright here in Omaha, called Timmy's Treehouse Print Studio. In the back you can see a couple hanger blocks, a wire to hang it by. Again, it's another nice clean look, float look, nice shadow line at the bottom. It's a great option for your prints. The next item you'll see on my website is a canvas print. Got a grove of aspens back here printed on a canvas. These are from Independence Pass in Colorado. Nice evening light coming in, hitting the side of these trunks, lighting them all up. Beautiful evening out there in Colorado that night. The canvas print is, I would say a nice clean look, but a little more traditional than some of the other options I showed you. Canvas print is printed exact same way that the inkjet on the Epson printer is printed. They take out the roll of photo paper, put in a roll of canvas, it comes right out, and then it is stretched onto a wooden frame. This has a different hanger on it. Usually there's a wire or wall mounts. Canvas does print the entire picture. I know some places will tell you that you're going to lose part of the picture, they'll crop part of it off, but this comes from Tim Wright at Timmy's Treehouse Print Studio here in town. Tim prints the whole picture and then mirrors the edges. So what you see here is what you see there. What you see there is what you see there. So you don't lose any picture. It's a nice clean look. Goes in a lot of good situations. Pretty diverse for the, could be in a lot of different lighting situations and look good. So again, this is a canvas print. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you were able to learn a little bit about the prints I offer. I always enjoy seeing my photos in print. I learned photography back in the film days, and there's something magic about seeing your photos come to life in the darkroom. To me, it's just not a finished print until you see it printed hanging on the wall, preferably at a pretty large size. I'm always a fan of big prints, and it's just neat to see the finished product. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email or post a comment in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in today to my very first video. Hope this is the first of many more to come. I'd like to show you a little bit about the behind the scenes, what goes into taking some of these photos, and just a little more understanding to see what I see. It's one thing just a quick click on a picture on a website, but it's kind of fun to see the story, what goes into those photos. There's a photographer by the name of Ben Horn, makes some amazing videos of his work, and really inspired me to kind of show you what I do with my work. So hopefully down the road this will be the first of many more videos to come. So again, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.